So today we are going to be talking about service export.
That's right.
Yeah. So can we first of all get a clear understanding of what service export is before we dive into other areas of the conversation?
And so when you're talking about export, there are different branches that you really have to consider. One is commodity trading, which has to do with products,
Okay.
whether raw materials or finished products. And then you have services, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so most Nigerians, most people around the world know about the regular export that has to do with commodities, right? But they don't know that services are exportable products as well. And so that's why we're doing service export today. And so there are a number of skills that you have, that are listening to us today. There are a number of skills that you have, and these skills are exportable, but you just don't know. So this could be legal services, broadcasting, voiceovers, digital marketing. I'll get to the list, but just to throw some light.
Okay.
So you as a broadcaster can actually, export your voice, right?
Yeah, that's certain.
That's right. But there's a funny one. If you go to some of the freelance websites that I'm going to talk about today, you'll see a category where lonely people need people to talk to. Trust me.
Okay.
Right?
I don't get that. But
I'm telling you,
let's
lonely
continue.
people need somebody to smile and talk to them.
Okay.
Right? And so you can offer those services.
Oh.
Just offer yourself as a nice
Just like a company.
nice
keeping a
listener
company.
and conversator,
Oh.
And so you list it on that website, on some of these freelance websites, and people will reach out to you, and all they need you to do is talk to them.
I
And
used
then
to
you're
think
paid
that
in
it's all a
dollars
joke.
hourly. No, it's not a joke.
Okay,
I'm
so
telling
this
you.
is a business out there. I
It
just
is.
listen to you, give you attention,
It
and
is.
then you pay me for doing that.
Absolutely, it's a service that you're
okay.
offering. You're listening to them, and then you're conversating with them and giving feedback,
That
right?
means I've been losing money all along.
So it is a service, but I just said that to tell you that there are soft skills that can make you a lot of money, and those could go into the service industry. Banking is a service.
Yes.
And so Nigerian banks that have branches all over the world are actually exporting services. How do you call it? Logistics, transportation are services, right?
Yeah.
And so as a matter of fact, without the service export, without the services, the commodity export will actually not survive, right? So they go hand in hand, basically, and I hope that answers the question, right?
Yeah.
You're listening to me right now, and you're looking for a job. You're going about it the wrong way, and this is what I've said. I've said it since we started this show, that you really need to think outside the box, like Chiamaka said.
Yeah.
You need to broaden your horizon. Sit down, take a deep breath, and actually ask yourself, what am I good at? What can I do very well, right? For some people, it's trading.
Yes.
And so those people can play in the commodity trading industry, that is the commodity export, right? So you can take, if you have those trading skills, you can actually do commodity exporting. But there is a simple one that everybody has a skill. Everybody has a skill that they can sell, right? And so I want to give you a list of a number of people who can play in the service exports sector. Number one are web developers. Number two, graphic designers. Number three, content writers. Number four, social media management. 5, SEO, search engine optimization. The funny thing, there are a lot of young folks in this Enugu or around Nigeria that they are good in offering some of these services. They
Yes.
are really good. I
yeah.
know. I was speaking at an event one time, and it was a mixture of young people and old people, but business community. And I was speaking at this event, and I asked a question: how many of you here are offering, selling your services overseas? And nobody raised their hand. And there was a young man sitting in the crowd, an amazing web developer.
Wow.
He's not illiterate. This guy is a techie, but he didn't know he could live in Nigeria and offer his services overseas.
Yeah.
And I felt very sad for him. And I said, do you know how much money you're losing, my brother, with the skills you have? But he didn't know. And so there are some of the skills that I'm calling, some of you listening to me have these skills, but you just don't know. You can live in Nigeria and earn dollars, right? So number 6 is digital marketing, 7, mobile app development, 8, video editing, 9, data entry. This one is a very simple one, just entering data on, websites or, a spreadsheet or how do you call it, Excel and any of that. 10, virtual assistants. This is another one. You can actually become a virtual assistant for somebody. That is to say, somebody could live in America and have you organize their business, their day, their activities, and all you need to do is you use Word and Excel and a few other softwares to organize their day and get paid in dollars. E-commerce. Number 11 is e-commerce management. 12 is UX/UI design. 13 is copywriting. This is another exciting one. 14 is email marketing. Very simple. Email marketing is a very simple one. You can make a lot of money doing that. 15, WordPress development. 16 is online research. Another very simple one. 17 is social media marketing. 18, programming. Python, JavaScript, and etc. 19, data analysis. I love data analysis. And 20, cybersecurity skills. Now, if you have any of these skills, plus you're an accountant, right? You're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, right? You can offer any of these services, plug them into a digital platform and begin to sell your services, right? Now, it's quite simple, okay? All you need to do is ensure that you have the skills. Don't claim to have them when you don't have them, because some people will claim to have them and go create create profiles on some of this website I'm about to give you.
It's just very simple. If you don't have it, you go get
No,
yourself
listen to
equipped.
me. Some people would actually claim they have it. They go create the profile because it doesn't take you anything to create the profile.
Yeah.
And then people offer you jobs and then you start beating about the bush. So you mess up. Nigeria has a bad name in that regard, really. And so...
Already?
Yes, already.
We've not even started.
No, some people started this many years ago.
I mean, yeah, they said it many years ago,
Yeah.
but we've not really harnessed the potential.
That's the
of-
thing. I don't know what's wrong
of
with our
it,
people
and
about
then we're already having
doing
a bad
cricket.
image
Yeah.
for ourselves.
If you go online right now on some of these freelance websites, Nigerians and Indians are some of the most talented people you can find, but they're having a hard time because a lot of dubious other ones have done some bad deals and given Nigerians a bad name. And so if you apply as a Nigerian, you had to be extra good. You had to have proven yourself over time, for you to start getting gigs, right? But that is not to encourage, discourage you. You had to go to this site, create a profile, create a beautiful profile, list jobs, upload jobs that you have done. James knows what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
are you going to give us some of those websites?
Yes, I am going to give you
Okay.
give the website. James is supposed to be doing this, but he's not doing it as well. And, I guess he's very comfortable with his salary. Anyways, so I'm going to give you 16 best freelance websites to find work, right? A lot of you know Fiverr. Number 1 is Fiverr,
Yeah.
right? So Fiverr is one of the very famous ones. Number 2 is TopTal. Number 3 is Jubal. Number 4 is freelancer.com. Number 5 is Upwork. Upwork is another
Yeah, it's
famous
another
one.
popular one too.
And number 6 is FlexJobs. Number 7, Simply Hired. Number 8, Guru. Number 9, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a freelance website, but it's mostly for people job hunting, right?
Yeah.
But this jobs could be digital jobs, it could be clerical jobs or any jobs, but LinkedIn is another famous one. Number 10 is Behance. Number 11 is 99 Design. Number 12 is Dribble. 13, People Per Hour. 14, ServiceScape. 15, Design Heal. 16, TaskRabbit, right? You don't need to set up account on all of this 16.
Just choose
Narrow
one.
into 1 or 2, that works for you. Go there. There are many options, many services. There are categories that you can, click into, plug into, create your profile, list your services. But most importantly, for example, if you're a web designer and you've done web design jobs, put the links there. If you've done graphic designs, upload images.
Upload proof of your
That's right.
jobs you've done.
That's right. It helps you find, but because if I'm trying to give you a job, I want to see what you've done.
Okay.
And so if you upload those, it gives you, improves your chances of getting, great gigs, right? More gigs. And so upload the jobs that you have done. Put some references there. People you've served, you've actually done work for, and they were pleased. Ask them to give you their number. Put it there, and put testimonials if possible, right? So that way, people who are considering giving you a job will go up there, see all of these things, and the way you arrange your profile actually shows how organized you are, and actually can determine how much job, or how many, we call them gigs, how much gigs you get on those websites. So I've given you a list of 20 skills that you have to be able to play in the freelance industry. And I've given you 16 websites or apps that you can go and list your services and start earning in dollars, right? Now, there is a caveat. You have to have something like PayPal to be able to withdraw money, right?
Okay, so you don't get money straight to your Nigerian bank
No,
account?
you can't.
Okay.
You know, so you have to have for some people it's PayPal. For some apps it's PayPal. For some other people it's Payoneer, right? And so these are card systems. You know, banking card systems. You know, that allows you to withdraw your payments, right? And so that's what it is basically. I call those names because these are not Nigerian brands, you know, so they're not trying to advertise here. But anyways, these are some of the things that you need to know. And if you pay attention, if you study this some more, if you need clearance, you can call the number that we're going to give before the show ends and we will put you through. But this gives you an opportunity to live in Nigeria and earn in hard currency. I want to say this before I finish this segment. There are a group of young men that Nigerian police a couple of years ago tagged Yahoo boys, right? And EFCC started arresting a whole lot of them, right? We know that there are Yahoo boys, and their characteristics are similar, right? The Yahoo boys and this class of online professionals, their characteristics are similar. They earn a lot of money, they drive good cars, and they hang around in hotels. Now, for these people, I'm not making excuses for them, but the reason they spend a lot of time in hotels is that that's where they have 24-hour power and they have 24-hour internet. So it allows them to do their job without interruption, right? But what happens is that every time you see them, they're driving a good car, they have laptops with them, and so they look like Yahoo boys. And so they started getting arrested. And you find out that some of these people live in Nigeria but earn as much as $5,000 to $10,000 monthly doing these jobs. And so the Nigerian police concluded that these are Yahoo boys.
So is that
but really, they're not.
Okay.
These are freelance service providers that live in Nigeria and earn as much as, like I said, $5,000 to $10,000 monthly. Okay. That kind of person, why do you need a job in Nigeria? Who's going to be able to pay you salaries in Nigeria?
Money.
Yeah, nobody. You know, so they play in a different league altogether, and you can be one of those people.
Oh yeah. So you listening, you can be one of those people.
Absolutely.
You better take actions now and act fast. Okay. We've talked about digital skills because it's still about service export.
That's
right. So
right.
aside the digital skills, what about the non-digital skills?
Well, the non-digital skills can, like I said, can be something like banking, right? Or banking services or accountancy or auditing, right? They're not digital skills, but you can plug them onto a digital platform so that you can gain global visibility and attract those jobs, right? So if you're an accountant, accountancy is not necessarily a digital job, even though today you have accounting apps that allows you to digitize your work, right? But you need to attract international payers, international how do you call them, job givers, and so that means you have to go to some of those websites, or create your own website, right? Or create your own website, and so when you do that, it helps you gain global visibility, which is the element that is important for you to earn this hard currency that we're talking about. Right, so accounting can be one of them. Doctors, the other day I talked about people creating websites and collating data of doctors, so that people can, reach out to doctors.
Yeah. I know of one particular app that does that.
Exactly, and this guy, the Ministry of Health, came under attack recently for suggesting that Nigerian doctors living overseas, should offer telemedicine to Nigerians, and he came under attack. But anyways, in the world we're living in today, no matter what skills, no matter if your skill is digital or not, you can actually digitize them.
Infuse it.
Yeah, either by going to any of these freelance websites or creating your own website and listing your services there, and standing a chance for people to hire you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've made mention of wrong profiling of these tech guys.
Yes.
Are there other challenges? Because I consider that a challenge. Are there other challenges, associated with service exports?
There are a number of them. In a place like Nigeria, that's why you find that some of the best tech guys are moving to countries like South Africa. But even South Africa now is having issues, load shedding, they call it,
Okay.
So it's not even attractive anymore. But East Africa is another place they're moving to. A lot of them are moving to Kenya. Kenya is big on tech, even though they they can't beat Nigeria to the game. But Nigerians are so great. Nigerians are so talented that even with the lack of infrastructure like power, 24-hour power, cheap and affordable, but effective internet, we lack all of that. But yet Nigeria attracts the most investments in tech in Africa, right? But because of the infrastructural demands of these kinds of jobs, Nigerians are moving to East Africa, South Africa, and some other countries. Some are moving to Europe, actually. Because what this means is that if you have 24-hour power and you have good internet, like when I was living in Europe, I paid about 40 euros or so monthly for utilities, right? And I have 24-hour power, right? And then I have internet as well. All month, unlimited internet. This is not like the one in Nigeria. My data don't finish. This is unlimited internet. Download all you want. Imagine you had that. Imagine in Nigeria. I've always said this. Imagine Nigerian government will wake up from their dream one day and decide to give Nigerians 24-hour power and 24-hour internet that is uninterrupted, unlimited. My goodness, the amount of money we'll create in this country, it's going to be off the roof. So these are some of the challenges in infrastructure, basically.
Okay, all right. This is still Urban Marketplace, and today we talked about service exports, how you can digitalize your skill and sell it to people within your immediate environment and outside Nigeria.